Hey everybody, Jofo here, and I'm back on some Pillars of Eternity. I want to thank you all for coming back to the channel. I super appreciate it. Love the fact that people are liking the content. Like I said, it's unedited, it's raw, I don't edit anything. Unfortunately, I don't even pull out the loading screens, because at the moment everything is done from a PS4. It's a lot harder to actually trim videos and things like that. So I do what I can, and I try to make it interesting. I don't talk too much. Right now. We're both working from home, and I don't want to bother her while she's working, which is perfect. Usually I talk a lot more.
Let's go! Let's go!
Oh, look at here.
What's that say? Heritage Hill Cemetery. Quaff. Chainmail Quaff. Which is nothing like a queef, right? Okay, so that was the place that had the locked door. Let's go in here. That's right, I've had that scream. Beredi Murderer. Cocoa beans, nice.
Let's go! Let's go!
Merwin's getting oh, that's from the thingamajig. Lord Valta's will. A last will and testament has been carefully drawn. Should no member of my family survive, it is my wish that my wealth and property be dispersed to the Crucible Knights. Let my wife and children and me be buried with my forebears in the Valta's family tomb at the right hand of Duke Hadrit. Sign on. Okay. New task, safe haven.
Navaru beyond sea.
Lord
If
Valta.
you say so.
Let's finish exploring before we
If you say so.
doom somebody.
Got it done.
go. And I'm pretty sure there's no way to go up here, but let's check. I gotta pee. Holy fuck, I just realized I gotta pee. Broken chairs and upended tables and shattered vases. Okay, can't go up there.
If you say so.
I do.
Got it done.
Figured you might. So they were calling someone's name as someone alive in here. This is a note addressed to the household staff. Please see to it that the family mausoleum is swept and the marble polished. The key is hanging in, as always, in the kitchen by the oven. Oh. Why, thank you. I mean, I will take it. Neither of these is the kitchen, though. No, yes. A black and white cat bed. How many pets are there? This is cool. When light shines from behind the map, there's a ragged hole on the outside, as if someone, what? As if someone dug through. That's odd. But let's go back to the kitchen. Apparently there is something for me to find. Huzzah. Huzzah, where's the stove? Ah, there it is. It seems to be the hook mentioned in the letter, but the mausoleum key is missing. Okay. But I don't have the key. What is das point? I don't have das key. Oh, it's warming up nicely. I'm happy about that. Still won't be warm by the time I want to go out, but that's fine. Maybe I'll go out much later. The mausoleum is... I believe it's the one that was... is it this one? Okay, so it's not this one. Or maybe it is that one. I think it's this one, the vault, this one. Wait, but it was locked. Oh, there's someone here.
Ain't that special?
A little girl cowers in the back of the tomb. Her face is streaked with dirt, and even in the shadows you can tell she's far too thin. She watches you holding her breath. It's alright, you're safe. She inches into the candlelight. Her clothes are a little more than filthy rags now, but ripped and stained fabric look embroidered silk. You have to be quiet. Noise brings the hungry people. If she's afraid of hungry people, maybe I should step outside. My name is Seda. Are you hiding from them too? You're Seda? I came across some Dargle in a house. You saw mother and father? And Emilio? How did they get away? How did you get away? She picks at a thumbnail, watching you. She nods slowly. Who are the hungry people? The ones outside. They don't sleep or die, but they eat. Tell me what happened to you. Be strong, think back. There was a big noise and light in the sky. Everyone thought it was a storm, but then people started waking up after they died. I mean, mother and father and Emilio boarded up the door, but the hungry people found our house. They fought, but the hungry people always get up again. They broke through the door, and mother told me to hide, and then I came here to hide, but the door got stuck, and I didn't know when it would be safe outside. At the house, we did that already. Is it safe for the hungry people out there? I won't let anything catch me, I promise. Good, go Seda. Yay! I saved Seda! Did I get a key for that or something?
Let's
That.
go.
Thank you.
Got it done.
Let's go.
Iridescent crab figurine. That's another one of those things I can equip, right? That's not a pet. Yeah, once per rest. I like these things, they're cool. I don't use them, but they're cool. Okay, so now I have a black and white cat to go with my... Oh, oh wait, I did want to see this. Two benevolent, one clever, one stoic, one aggressive, one diplomatic, two passionate, two rational, and four honest. I'm a little, well, I'm not that aggressive, but I'm a little passionate. Defiance Bay, ally, faintly good. Gilded Vale, friend, somewhat good. Deerford Village, friend, somewhat good. House Dommel, neutral. Stalwart, champion, overwhelmingly good. Not like that. I like that idea. It's funny, all my other stats are like horrible, but I have great. I gotta be careful, these things also. There we go. Is someone knocking? Do you think that's someone knocking at the door? There. Everybody got food now. Oh, there's something here. Nestle amongst the candle in the odd ends of Patrick Family Memorial, Valiant Lucis, a cameo etching of a woman. Whoop. A woman in finery and a turquoise necklace, okay. Okay, so we're on. We can almost go in the tower now. I think there's one more house that we can go into. Acantha's house. Acantha? I can and I can't. Acantha and I can't. I can't and I can't. Huh. bends over a roaring fireplace, feeding a splintered leg into it. As you get closer, you notice something unnatural about her. A certain pallor to her skin, a lack of movement beneath her flesh, even while her arms exude deft, efficient movements. And then you see the puckered flesh ragged and bloodless over her heart. We should think about just killing her first and having you talk to the body.
It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry. I've no mind to start anything with you. After all, I've stayed in such good shape by choosing my meals carefully. A survivor, by the grace of my own careful preparations. When I heard the claws scrabbling at the door outside, I took care of matters myself. And since then, I've been careful to keep myself fresh and fed. Believe me, I've heard that line before. An incredible act of animancy, of a magnitude this part of the world likely hasn't seen since Nguithan times. Someone found something very powerful and ancient, and I'd bet my own preserved life it wasn't Aldhelm or his lovely assistant.
Because someone found a way to tether their soul to their bodies, don't you see? So when the heart stops beating, when the blood stops flowing, the bodies still animate. Bodies still animate. And with a newfound hunger, those that can feed it with living flesh and essence can stay strong and sharp. Those that can't degenerate quickly. His name barely merits repeating. He's a charlatan who lied to dig up pretty artifacts and call himself a scholar. The pity was animancy. These days, is that just about anyone can claim to be an expert. No. I fucking hate this game sometimes for that. These stale lows, okay. I don't understand why it's so impossible. That's because I'm not using a freaking clicker, that's why.
If you say so. Got it done.
If I was actually using a mouse, it'd be a lot easier.
If you say so. That'll do.
You're not one of Icantha's servants. Please, you've got to get us out of here before she feeds on us. We're just groundskeepers. When this room fell into chaos, Icantha took us in, said we'd be safe until the knights got things under control. Instead, she locked us in here every week. One of those monsters who serves her comes in and takes one of us away. I don't know what she's doing, but sometimes we can hear the screams. Please get us out of here. I'll never forget this. Obviously, Icantha's going to be angry at us, but, you know, I think I can take her. Spellbound restore light. Perception +1. Something or someone snapped this candelabra in two. Probably Icantha. I'm guessing she's like much worse than she is. Pretends to be.
You return. What if you come seeking this time?
Hope you didn't disturb them. Rounding them up is quite a chore.
It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry.
Actually, I told him to go, so I don't know if that was. I don't know what that's gonna do. I actually can't wait to see if that's gonna do anything. Make her angry or something. Make her come after me. I want to try these crunchies. Ooh, they have a nice spice to them. I like that. Spicy rice crunchies. I don't usually like rice crunchies, but these are good. Nah. Let us go into the tower. Into the tower. Oh, you know what? Oh, I don't think I can sleep here, can I? Oh, I can, because it's not part of the city, really. Oh, wait. As you sleep, you are buoyed and buffeted by vagaries and of dreams. They tumble and thrash about you and fill your mind's eye with pale and glittering motes. I didn't want to do this right away, but anyways. They resolve into a light snowfall and a biting northerly wind. You recognize the mountains of white marsh rising around you and shiver. And you shiver. You see Stalwart a few miles away, quiet and still, but for a few curling streams of smoke rising from the chimneys. Durgan's battery is perched above it, its shadow stretched into the valley. Above it, you hear the deep, slow rhythm. A deep, slow rhythm. At first, it sounds like a distant drumming, but then it grows louder. Cracking through a dry air and booming from the mountain peaks, it builds until you feel it reverberating beneath your feet. Watch and listen. Each thud comes louder and faster than the next. Thunder echoes from the mountaintops as great sheets of ice and snow tumble down the slopes, but the rhythm keeps building, shattering frozen lakes like crystal saucers. New ravines split through the mountains and old chasms fill with snow. And scree! A rockslide buries Stalwart and Durgan's battery is shaken into rubble. Shadows rise over the mountain, the vanguard of a massive army. You flee, you tumble from the foothills. And bound across the deerwood, feeling the rumble of an advancing army all the while. Kednua rises from the forest, its mended walls reaching out to you like a pair of strong arms. You barricade yourself within the great halls as the pounding grows closer still. It rattles the foundation of the great keep, and just as the masonry begins shaking loose, you hear an unholy battle cry coming from the courtyard. The ceiling collapses and sends a cascade of bricks and beams onto your head. You struggle to wakefulness, kicking at the bedding knotted around your legs. As you shake free of the last bounds of sleep, you hear a voice whisper something in the language you've never heard, and see an image of 100 shifting, staring eyes. You awaken feverishly warm and covered in sweat. Let's do this. Sorry, lots of bourbon. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. Oh, the music's nice. I love it. I mean, it's a tower, right? So it's gonna have more than one level for sure. A week of study and we're still none the wiser about this device. Trindig remains optimistic. I don't know what I'd do without his spirit. Dearest mother and father, you will be pleased to hear that I've learned much already since coming to the city. There are many incredible ruins nearby, and Master Greg has allowed me to accompany him on a number of expeditions. I am writing to you from inside an ancient Anguithin tower. There's an entire district built up around it, but the locals have mostly left the tower untouched. They have let us set up a temporary living quarters here so our work can continue uninterrupted. It is an unsettling place at times, but Master Greg has been a constant comfort, and he is quick to remind me that the things we learn from this tower may one day help us find a cure for Waywind's legacy. I'd better get some rest now, Mr. Greg. Likes to get an early start in the morning. All my love, Trendig. Please see to that. Okay. The mattress is lumpy and smells of old straw, but whoever slept here last made it neatly. Well, that's good to know. Is there a way to act? No.
Let's go.
Navaru beyond seek.
Let's go.
Arthek Worthen Rock.
Let's
Essence shimmers and pulsates within the strange device. Can I walk around it?
Arthek Worthen Rock. Die!
Let's go. Let's go.
That's it!
You gotta see this.
Petting and scratchy old cover. Okay. Nope. Come on, there we go. Fuck you, game. God, I wish I could use a mouse on a PS4 for certain things. But oh, there was a hole, I just didn't see it. We've completed our measurements of the machine thanks to Tringid's youthful agility for the examination required. It is called the intended use. Its intended use. Its intended use. It's very weird. Yeah, sorry. Tower level 2. So this place had a thing like the
Arthek Worthen Rock.
so funny, they always use electricity when fire would probably work a lot better against undead.
Arthek Worthen.
There's more than 4 machines in this thing. Because here's another one now. Am I crazy? That looks like another one. No. Okay, I love the game, but there are certain, like, these games are not designed to work on consoles, unfortunately, and it's really apparent. And it's really annoying too. Definitely. Overseeing.
Avaru.
Let's go.
Othek Worthen Roth.
The pulling, pounding energy of the machine feels even stronger up here. Finally, we've gotten out of the tower to clear our heads. Beasts take the patrons. We'll finish the study at our own terms, our own time. Just as I said, as much to trident trending, the sky come to life in the sky, and with stray lightning. I said it's a good omen, but the poor lad's spoken. Only cure for that of good night's sleep? Oh, wait. Bah. Okay. There's another floor.
I totally get you, Suze. I have to do the same thing. Because when I normally work, yeah, you guys can see. I'm going to flip this over. You can see. I normally have these two laptops, these two monitors working. But for me to have this stupid thing on, I have to get the damn laptop on, and I only get one monitor. So, trust me, I feel the pain, but yeah, pas choix, pas choix.
Ah, pas choix. C'est une personne que je connais, ça.
Let's try this configuration.
Oh, who are you? A man hunches over the strange mechanism, his spine a sharp ridge rising from his arched back. He's barely clothed in filthy rags. He's barely clothed in filthy rags, and the patches of skin you see are muddled green. A spoiled stench emanates from him. He's so intent on his work that he doesn't notice you until your shadow falls over him. When he turns and sees you, he snarls and scuttles behind the Adra pedestal. Only his barred teeth seem to have escaped decay. His eyes are yellowed and bloodshot, but they flicker with intelligence. He averts his gaze and holds a hand in front of his face.
Shouldn't be here. What do you want?
Tell me what happened.
That's
here.
what I'm trying to figure out.
He smashed a fist into the Adra pillar. His hand makes a crunching noise that doesn't bleed.
Forgive me. Forgive me. Research. We came to do research. The tower. Some commission from gods. It hardly matters now.
If I had a copper skeet for every fool animancer whose thirst for knowledge led to a disaster, well, I never would have ended up in Gilded Vale, that's for sure.
Something happened on our 11th night. Lights in the sky and a static charge in the air. But we were so careful. We were staying in the chambers below. Trindig, my assistant, said he saw a robed figure lurking around the tower. Wore a mask, carried knives at his sides. A trick of shadows, I told him. The next morning, we felt strange, like we hadn't eaten in weeks. So dazed that we didn't at first notice the blood around our beds, the strange wounds that had appeared overnight.
And the machine. This cursed spire.
Dormant for 2,000 years, lifeless through hundreds of our experiments, and we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own. On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start? Years I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work, but I don't know how this happened.
Nowhere to go. That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat. No time to slow down. But I can explain. Hold a magnet over iron splinters and they stick, yes? Rub your hand over weir wool and the hair of your head will follow it. So it is with this machine.
He looks at you and runs his tongue along the edge of his fine, strong teeth. He quickly looks
It has
away.
the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what? How many others lie buried in the ruins of Airglarnfoth?
I can tell you.
No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
Not yet. But I will be. My body is dead.
My soul, imprisoned in this corpse, only makes it seem otherwise. And as the body decays, so does the mind. Until nothing is left but the hunger. The only way to forestall the process is through a regular infusion of essence. Living flesh is the only ready supply.
I'm not proud of any of it. Hunting men and women in the early days of the affliction. Picking off soldiers that came to investigate. But I'd do it again. I'll do it as long as I must to end this disaster.
To think my clan has the temerity to accuse me of being a soul-rending beast when an actual such monster walks the face of Waratha.
You could help. Help me end this. Help me find sustenance.
By the time I realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed. So we fed when we needed, and locked ourselves in the tower to work. And then there came a time when the hunger struck, and there was hardly anyone left. I didn't see him. My assistant, he saw him. We laughed. Said he was spooked by the cemetery. Perhaps it was already too late. I don't know what he did. But by morning the machine was on and we were slain. People were already on the streets, complaining of neighbors and family members acting strangely.
Not your help I need. It's Harridan, shrew. Squanders her research on frivolities, then refuses to make herself useful. Runes. The runes are the last part of the puzzle. Acantha knows them. She gives them to you, and you can turn the machine off. Release our souls.
Whoops. I just released her food.
Okay, so I have partial good
Acantha.
news.
She was
Partial
here,
good news is the app
in
is
the
no longer
district.
available for
Probably here still, always prepared. Clever lady, that one.
and they deleted.
And perhaps you'll bring me something. Something to keep me sharp.
Not removed it.
Then I show you a secret about...
Disgusting. Let the creature starve. We're not going to be hunting for him, are we? That would be no better than throwing a child to a bivouac. No, you're right. I'm not doing that. You're absolutely right.
I 300% agree with that assessment, dude.
No, that's not.
Oh, oops, you should have read one source.
Oh, wait. That was it.
And basically what they're doing is they're putting on hold,
Jagged outer pillars rise in front of you, encased in stone and run through with copper veins. Unintelligible runes cover the panel. Inspect the machine. Sunbursts of copper filaments surround The dials that look to be about twice the size of a hen's egg. A hen's egg. The filament cross and diverge, ending in a bead-tipped nodes, each wire has a point of origin somewhere along the edge. Runes are inscribed on the dial. Okay. Standing near the device, feel like being blown by a storm. Yeah, okay. Alright, everybody. That'll be the end of this episode. I truly hope that you did enjoy it. If you did, would you please leave a like? It helps the channel out a whole lot more than you know. It also makes me even more happy to do this for all of you. And if you want to see more of this particular game, or I'm also doing a vampire playthrough, and I'm doing some streams right now. I'm going to be doing some hard modes on Final Fantasy VII. If you want to see that and continue seeing that, please subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you know every time I drop a video. Thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Joko out.